Hello! Welcome to part 2 of my eyeshadow palette declutter. If you missed part 1, I will have it in the description box down below. I have so many eyeshadow palettes, you guys. It's actually crazy, and so I was originally going to do just one episode, but it needs 2. Otherwise, you'd be here for 3 hours, okay? So last time we went through a bin and one drawer, and we made some progress, but I'm hoping to make a little more in these other 2 drawers. So I have this one and this one that we're going to go through. Let's go ahead and get started, I guess. Okay, I feel like some of these other drawers are definitely ones that I can declutter more from. So it might be more satisfying than part 1. First off, these Ilia Beauty eyeshadow palettes. These are probably older to me and I just honestly haven't used them. The Cool Nude palette and the Warm Nude palette. So I'm gonna declutter these because I forgot I had them, but they sure do look pretty. Loon and Aster, let's see. I did actually really enjoy the look I created with this. I've only used it like once, but it is newer to me, so I'm gonna keep it. We've got the Purple Haze eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty, which I haven't even touched, but isn't it pretty? I want to keep it. I'm gonna keep that one. The Too Faced Natural Matte palette, so gorgeous. I really do like this. I'm gonna keep this one as well. And piggybacking off of that one, the Natural Eyes palette, which has some shimmers in here. I love the packaging on both of these, and the formula is really great, and the color story is too, so we're gonna keep that. Oh my gosh, I love this one. The Huda Beauty Nude Light palette. Oh, I need to use this again. Oh my gosh, I need to use this again. It's so beautiful. I use this every day for a solid like year, it feels like. The Persona Cosmetic Color Theory palettes, I am going to keep these as well. I know I opened a lot in the last one. I'm going to try to for you guys for most. Just bear with me if I'm not able to open every single one, otherwise truly these videos might be forever long. This is the One Size Beauty palette. I actually do love this one. It kind of like doesn't look like much when you look at it. When you actually apply it on the eyes, the color story is really, really flattering. So that one's worth keeping to me. This is like a holiday palette from Bobbi Brown. I don't even know if I used this. So pretty. It's literally brand new. Oh, I kept it with the intention of using it because it was like a ballet collection, which I loved the idea of, but I never used it. I'm actually gonna put this in archives though for myself because I still like, maybe I'll use it. If not, I can put it in my friends and family bin. It's a bummer when I forget about palettes. Oh, so pretty. This was from like maybe 2 years ago, maybe just last year, I don't know. It was their holiday collection. Plus I've never used it, so I'm gonna archive this one as well, or just at least set it aside for myself or for family and friends later if I still don't use it. Okay, this one is, oh, what? So pretty. Bobbi Brown Smoky Crystal. So pretty. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but I think it was also holiday. I'm keeping it though. Oh my gosh, the Urban Decay Born to Run. This is one that like I feel like I used all the time. I probably should replace it actually, get a new one. I wonder if they still make this. I'm gonna hang on to it because it has so many good memories attached to it. I love it. The Buxom White Russian palette. Everybody said that they thought that these were my eyes when this palette launched. It was so funny. I honestly have not used this, so I'm going to declutter this. I bet one of my family members would get a lot more use out of it than I am. The Huda Beauty Sand Haze palette is so pretty. I really do like Huda Beauty palettes, so I will probably keep the majority of them. Sweet Street eyeshadow palette. Ooh, this one was really fun. It's actually won an Allure Best of Beauty award. I haven't used it since. Like I used it a few times. I think I need to give it another go. So I'm gonna keep it, but I honestly forgot about it, which is kind of a bummer. This By Terry palette is so pretty. Oh, it's like all just metallics. I'm gonna keep it. Oh, I thought we were gonna do better with this drawer here, but maybe not. I don't know. Here's the Persona Identity palette. Now this is the original packaging, so I don't need to keep this in here, but I do want to keep it in my archives because good memories with that one. Here's more KKW Beauty palettes. I am gonna keep all my KKW right now, just because they don't make these anymore and I have FOMO, so I'm gonna keep them, and then hopefully when she relaunches her brand, she brings back some of the classics. The Kat Von D palette, what is this? Alchemist Holographic palette. This was fun for a minute for me. I really liked using them in the inner corner of the eyes. They're actually really pretty shades, but I don't get any use out of it anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. Oh, this NARS palette is pretty. The NARS Afterglow palette, but I just don't know. I feel like I don't use this anymore. I'm gonna probably give that to family and friends. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Oh, this was such a pretty palette from NARS. The Atomic Blonde palette. I actually got quite a bit of use out of this, but I don't feel like I will anymore, so I'm gonna declutter that one. Oh my gosh, the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. Really, really pretty color story. Honestly, super pretty. I have not gotten enough use out of this, which kind of makes me sad because like it's a really nice color story, but I genuinely, if I haven't used it in this long, I don't feel like I will. So I'm going to declutter that one. Nabla palettes, I love. The Dreamy 2 palette is just what it says. It's dreamy. I love it, so I'm gonna keep that one. Oh, the Kylie Cosmetics Summer Collection. This is an old one, but so pretty. Don't need to keep it in my drawer, but I do want to archive it for myself because I loved that one. Dose of Colors Mickey Mouse eyeshadow palette. Did I even use this? A little bit, kinda. It's so cute. The packaging is darling, but I won't use this anymore. Oh, this one's tricky for me. This Viseart palette, or Viseart, I don't know. This was so expensive, and it's so small. And I have not gotten very much use out of this at all. But like, I spent way too much money on it. I don't know. It like kind of makes me upset. I still kind of want to keep it because throwing it away would make me more upset because of how much I spent on it. Here's another Alamar Cosmetics palette. Truly beautiful palettes. I just don't get enough use out of these anymore, and I feel like if I miss it, I can always rebuy it, so I'm gonna declutter that one as well. The Spanglish palette is also a very, very fun one from Alamar, but again, I haven't used these as much as I want to. They're really pretty, but again, I feel like I'll repurchase it if I feel like I need it again. The Too Faced Pretty Rich palette, honestly, is so pretty. The pressed glitters in here are insane. It's so nice. I feel like this is probably expired at this point, but maybe I should repurchase it. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it to remind myself to repurchase it, even though I haven't used it in a while. It's like kind of bulky packaging for what it is. I wish it was a little more slim, but I still do really like that one. So I'm gonna keep it. Oh, the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes, you guys. This had me in a chokehold. Oh my gosh. I'm keeping this one. Will I use it a ton? Probably not. Does it spark joy for me? Absolutely. Kaleidos, they make really cool palettes. This is the Flower Punk palette, and I haven't used this as much as I want to. They make really amazing products. Their packaging is insane, so I will keep that. These are some Nabla single shadows. I'm gonna set these with my archive or my like artistry section because I don't really use single shadows as much as I used to, especially in videos, but I still like to keep them. Plus these colors are really beautiful. These are all mattes and they're so nice. So I will keep those in my archive pile. This is the Kendall eyeshadow palette from their first collection they did together, and I still want it. I really do like the purple and green in here, so I'm keeping it. Like I said, I don't know, eyeshadow palettes really do spark lots of joy for me. I'm inspired by them, so here's another hooded palette that I will be keeping. This is the New Nude palette. I'm gonna keep all my Charlotte Tilbury because I just can't not. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Mesmerize palette. So pretty. A lot of these palettes kind of look the same, but I still keep them all. I'm gonna keep my Thrive Cosmetics quads as well. These are just like really good everyday palettes, and I like to have, you know, quads like these for certain kinds of content. I'm also going to keep this one. This is the Focus No. 2 palette, more cool tones. And then I'm also going to keep the Thrive Cosmetic Perfect Eye palette, which I thought that maybe they updated the packaging on. If I find the new packaging, I will declutter the old packaging, but I don't remember fully if they did that or not, if I'm just making it up. Oh my goodness, the Buxom palette. Okay, this is going to go in archives. This is one of my first eyeshadow palettes before I started my channel, and it's like one of those where you can pull the shades out like this and replace them. So not one that I would use anymore, but I can't throw this away. Just good memories. Born This Way Sunset Stripped eyeshadow palette became one of my favorites this year. This is from Too Faced. I love it, so I'm gonna keep it. The scent is so strong. It smells like flowers. It's a little overpowering, but it is what it is. Another Kaleidos eyeshadow palette. This one's really cool. I actually haven't tried this one yet, so I'm gonna keep it, but really cool purple tones in that. The Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. It's actually really pretty. I like barely dipped into this, so I feel like a family member would probably get more use out of this than me, so I'm gonna declutter that one. The Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Oh my gosh, iconic. I actually bought this later down the road. Like, it wasn't one that I owned when this was popular. I bought it later for a video, so I am gonna keep that actually. We've got the Persona Cosmetics Identity 2 palette, which is like a really fun, colorful one. I'm gonna keep this. I'm also keeping Nabla Poison Garden. I love all the Nabla palettes a lot. Part 1, I explained to you guys that I just really don't use my Fenty palettes anymore, like, or at all. Some of these I haven't even dipped into at all. So I think they would make good palettes to gift family and friends. So for that reason, I'm going to declutter all these. And I think I've got like a couple more lying around, but all the Fenty little palettes I really just don't use. I'm also going to get rid of the Gen Nude Copper palette from Bare Minerals. This is actually a really pretty one, but I don't use it anymore. Also going to get rid of this one right here from Tarte. I don't know, it was pretty. It is pretty. Like, the textures are really cool in here, but I just don't use it as much as I thought I would. So this is the Foil Finger Paint palette from Tarte. Oh my gosh, I loved this little duo. It looked so basic in the pan, but it's like an eyeshadow contour duo from KKW Beauty. It's so good. Love it, actually. And the brush that came with that collection, amazing. I loved that too, so I'm gonna keep that. This is the Zoeva Melody eyeshadow palette. Really, really pretty, honestly. I just feel like I don't get much use out of this, but there's some colors in here that I really do find inspiring. I might just set it in my archive pile for now. Well, yeah. That felt right, so I put it in archive. The Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2 palette, another one that I love, so I will be keeping this. I'm also gonna keep all of my R.E.M. Beauty palettes. So we've got, what's this? Smitten Kitten. This one here is Go Go Boots. And then I've got Baby Doll, which is this one, and Midnight Snack, which is actually my favorite one out of all of those. So I'm gonna keep all those. The Sigma Warm Neutrals palette is honestly so pretty. It looks like I replaced this one because this is brand new. I used to have a different one that I used all the time, and then they must have sent me a new one, so I replenished it with this. I'm gonna keep it. Even though I haven't used it in a while, I still wanna like give it a chance. The Urban Decay Naked Cherry is such a fun one. I actually really do still enjoy this, and the Urban Decay packaging is very fun. I like to display these. I know that shouldn't be a reason only to keep it, but it's a reason for me to keep some of my Urban Decay ones. Like this Wild West palette too, really fun packaging. I need to like use my Urban Decay Naked palettes more. I feel like there's better formulas out there, honestly, but their color stories are so fun that I do really enjoy them. The Naked Heat is a fun one too, so I'm gonna keep that. Oh, we're running out of battery here. I've got this Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes Easy Eye palette that I haven't even opened, so I'm gonna keep it. Naturally. I actually haven't even tried this. How have I not used this? The Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette. It's the same setup as Born This Way Sunset Stripped. And since I love that one so much, I swear to you, I think I thought that I didn't keep this. I think I thought that I gave this to a friend. Apparently not. I have it. Okay, so I'm keeping that. I also love, I have a few of these lying around, the M Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. So this one's the Divine Skies. Love it. Keeping it. This one is so beautiful. The Rodin, so pretty. Love that. Keeping it. I'm of course keeping my Natasha Denona Mini Gold palette and my Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. This is the Sigma Enchanted mini palette. I honestly don't feel like I need this one because I kept the big one. I wanted to give it a whirl because I like the idea of a smaller one, but I think somebody else would get more use out of that, so I'm gonna give that away. The Pillow Talk Palette of Pops from Charlotte Tilbury, I'm gonna keep. We've got some NARS eyeshadow palettes that I love. This is the Singapore palette. I'm obsessed with it. This is the Mojave palette. Obsessed with that one too. Even if I don't get tons of use out of it, I'm like, it sparks joy in me, so I have to. I don't have to. I want to keep it. The Rowan Beauty 1111 palette is so pretty. I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, Dose of Colors. I want to keep these, but in episode 1, oh wait, no, never mind. I thought maybe I had these two in a brand new box, but I don't. So I'm gonna keep Smoky Soiree and Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge is so cool. I think this one was limited edition. I could be wrong, but it has like really cool olive tones and I'm into it. So I'm gonna keep those. Guys, this is one of my favorite palettes ever. Anastasia and Jackie Aina collaboration. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. And even though it's like limited edition, I'm gonna keep it in my drawer for a while because it just, I still feel like I could use it. This one, this deserves to go in the archives. I can't believe that this didn't like stick around for longer. The Makeup by Mario and Anastasia collab. Wow, amazing. Luckily he has his own brand now and hopefully he makes a palette similar. I would love that. So I'm gonna archive that one. The Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I honestly haven't dipped into that much, but I like Like I said, I like to collect entire brands of things, so I'm gonna keep this one. I know this declutter video is probably like one of the worst on the internet because so many people would probably so many people would probably declutter way more in a declutter video, but I'm telling you guys, I'm not a minimalist when it comes to makeup. Like, I can make decisions maybe in other areas of my life, but when it comes to makeup, this is what I love to collect. Like, it's just, even if I'm not using it all, I don't even care. Like, I just want to know that I can look at it and be inspired. I'm totally keeping the Natasha Denona Biba palette. This is an incredible one. It's so beautiful. Here are some more Nabla singles, which I'm gonna set with my like makeup artist kind of palettes. I do really love the Nabla Secret palette. All the Nabla palettes are really incredible. Such a pretty color story. So we're gonna keep that one. Goodness gracious. Let me know if you guys see any palettes that I'm keeping that, which is a lot, that you want to see me use again. Because there might be some that maybe you guys have that you haven't seen anyone use on YouTube in a while. I would love to do a video using whatever you guys want to see me use. The Natasha Denona Retro palette is of course a keeper for me as well. Oh, how I love the Tarte clay palette, specifically the original clay palette. Incredible. I don't know if they make this anymore. I'm gonna archive both of them. This is the Clay 2 palette. I just don't know if they make them anymore. If they do, and if they ever bring back, or if they brought back the original, I would probably repurchase it because I loved it so much. But anyway, I'm gonna archive these two because I don't need to use them. I don't use them, but I love them so much. I can't get rid of them. 1000% keeping this. This is one of my favorite palettes of all time. The Anastasia Volume 5. Stunning. Absolutely incredible. Love it. So I will be keeping that one. Okay, this is a tricky one because honestly, I personally would declutter this because I just don't get use out of it, but it is requested for me to use in so many videos all the time because so many people love it. So I like to keep things for videos for you guys, like, you know, when I dip back into older products or classic products, things like that. Like that's a palette that always gets mentioned. So even though it's one that I don't personally use all the time, I'm not gonna get rid of it so that I can use it for you guys. I've got the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. This is one that I really liked for a while there. Like, it's so fun for fall, like the mustardy tones. Really pretty. Oh, this is a NARS eyeshadow palette. This is from a holiday collection. I don't need this one, so look at me all proud of myself for like the one palette I declutter out of 1,000. Yeah, I decluttered that one. Ciate London. This one is really cool. This is the Aspen palette. It's just really pretty. I love the cool tones in it, so I do want to keep that one as well. It's actually surprising how much I haven't used the Naughty Nude palette from Huda Beauty. I don't know. I just, like, it's so pretty. It really is. Maybe I forgot about it. So I'm gonna keep it because it's such a pretty palette, but I haven't used it as much as I thought I would. I'm gonna declutter this Whitney Simmons Tarte palette. I just never use it. Really cute, really good idea for like quick on the go looks, but just not something that I have been reaching for. I'm gonna keep this M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette, which is this one right here. Really pretty. I'm also gonna keep this Huda Beauty Khaki Haze palette. I just like to keep all the brands in one section. I'm actually looking forward to fully organizing, like with bins, all of my high-end side. I said this before in other videos, but I did that already with my drugstore section, but I kept putting off the high end because I needed to declutter it before actually getting like organizers. So I didn't want to make room for things that I wasn't going to keep. We're going to keep this. The Natasha Denona Camel palette. Really cute. Baked Browns 2 from Dose of Colors. We're going to keep this one as well. I can't wait to organize these and put them all, like, it's going to be so satisfying. My goal is to make this look like a store, okay? And I think with all the palettes I'm keeping, we will be successful with that. This is actually a gorgeous color story from Bare Minerals, but I just don't use these anymore. The Gen Nude Latte eyeshadow palette, so pretty. So pretty. But I am gonna part with that one. This is another Charlotte Tilbury one. I think is this Pillow Talk? Yeah, this is the Pillow Talk Instant Eye palette. Love this one. Keeping it. Also gonna keep my 2 other Natasha Denona palettes. We've got the Sunrise palette, which is this color story. So fun. And then we've got the Love palette. My gosh, it's been a long time since I've used this one. This was like the Valentine's Day collection. You guys remember? So pretty. I'm keeping it. The Kaleidos Escape Pod palette. Look how cool. Have I not tried this yet? No, I dipped into like one color. Oh, I need to use this. Wow. I need to use this. I'm keeping it. Okay, this is actually one of my favorite palettes. The Tarte and Aspen Ovard palette. I got so much use out of this, you guys. I loved it. So I'm not going to get rid of it, but I am going to archive it because it's just so, I love it too much and it's so pretty. So maybe I'll display it in one of my clear cases, but can't get rid of that one because I loved it too much. I've got another Divine Skies palette. This one is Faded Clementine, really pretty oranges. I'm gonna keep that one. I love the Master Mattes from from Makeup by Mario. So this is iconic. Like, I feel like this is something I would buy over and over again. If you're a makeup artist too, like this is such a handy, just everyday mattes palette. But the thing I like about it the most is the tones and undertones in here are so flattering for like really shaping out the eye. It's amazing. The Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette is one of my all-time favorite palettes. Oh, this one's delicious. I love this one. And oh, this is also a delicious palette. The Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. This is something that like really inspired me when it first came out. It still does, but the textures in here are phenomenal. I love that palette. The Anastasia Norvina palette is another one of my all-time favorites. Definitely gonna keep this one. I've created some of my favorite looks with this palette. It's one of my favorite color stories ever. Ah, the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette. So beautiful. This is definitely gonna go in the archive. I feel like it would be pretty to display as well, but not one that I would use anymore. So I'm gonna archive that. Anastasia Soft Glam. Oh, amazing. I really do love this one. I feel like I honestly should probably replace this. So I'm gonna keep it and then I'll remind myself to replenish it because it's pretty old at this point. But I can't not have Soft Glam in my collection. You guys always request me to use that palette too. I've got so many KKW Beauty palettes that I love. The KKW Beauty and Mario palettes. I actually reach for these quite a bit, especially when doing other people's makeup. It's just they have the best tones and undertones. The KKW Beauty Matte Mauve palette. Oh, I love this one. I hope and pray she brings this back. I can't live without that one. I loved this one as well, this little mini palette. This one is the Night Sky palette that she had. Again, they don't make these right now. I don't know how many of these they'll bring back when she relaunches her beauty brand, but I hope that she brings back all of them. The Classic 2 palette, beautiful. Oh, this one's so pretty too. This mattes collection was everything. The lip colors, the lip liners, the eyeshadow palettes, like I loved them. But my favorite from KKW is the Classic palette. I pray she brings this back. Oh, it's so good. I really hope that she brings that back when she relaunches. We have 2 palettes left. I really did not do a very good job at decluttering. I did a good job at archive. Like my archive pile is pretty big, but everything else, not so much. This is the Nabla Dreamy palette. Love it. I'm gonna keep it. Oh, it looks like I've got another REM Beauty palette. I will keep this. Groovy Baby. And then last but not least, we've got the Rare Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is the True to Myself palette. It's got like a really pretty glitter topper. It's been a long time since I've used this. I need to use this. Reminded me to use this. Okay, wow. Well, we did it. I really didn't get rid of that many, but I do feel like we hopefully made room for the palettes to go in the drawers. And also, I'm gonna be displaying quite a few of these palettes that were in the drawers. Like, I like to display my Natasha Denona, my Pat McGrath, and all that on my shelves. I'm gonna put the ones back in the drawer that I know I won't be displaying, and then I'll show you guys the pile that's left for when I choose to redecorate my room. So let's go ahead and do that. Here's the stay pile. You know, honestly, not the world's best, okay? Not the world's best job at declutters. Here's my archive pile. So that's quite a few palettes that are out of the drawers. And then here's the throwaway pile, or the donate and or give to friends and family. I will sort through that later and decide what needs to just, you know, be thrown away, what I feel like I haven't dipped into and family and friends might use, and all that. This is also keep. Not my expertise, I guess you could say. I'm not an expert at decluttering eyeshadow palettes, but that's okay, because they are genuinely just a part of makeup that I love to keep and collect. So I'm gonna kind of organize these really quick, and then I'll put them back in the drawer and we can see the satisfying after. Even if there's not a lot gone, it'll at least be more organized. So I'll see you guys in a little bit after I put them back in the drawers. So listen, the drawers look good because a lot of it is not going to be in the drawers. I put over here, you can show. Ignore the bottom shelf because that's face palettes. But all my Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona and Huda Beauty, I am fully planning on displaying these, okay? So that's why those are there. I also put some more like that I like to display in acrylic cases, and then also some palettes that I've been keeping on my filming desk in there. There's not much left for the drawers, but that's a good thing. So we just have this one, which is like the smaller palettes. And again, we'll get more, you know, organized-y when we have, you know, compartments, but we'll do that later. So I put all my small palettes in one place because I feel like I totally lose track of them when they're piled in with the large palettes. They just go to the bottom. So I think this is a better way to be able to see everything and hopefully access it a little more easily. And then here is the large palettes that we're keeping in the drawers. And that's all. This one's empty, so we can use this for something else. Maybe if I don't display all the palettes, I'll put what's left in this one. I'm stuck. Help.
Here. Up we go.
Ah, third trimester problems. I already knew this, but eyeshadow palettes were not as successful as foundations, and I hopefully will be able to do more of a deeper declutter in categories that I don't care as much about. I just love eyeshadow so much. Which I'll probably be the same when it comes to blush and lipsticks. This is a warning. Okay. What? I like it.
I love it. I love it for you, honey.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching part 2. If you missed part 1, I'll have that down below. And if you also missed any of the other episodes that are live right now, which is foundations, drugstore and high-end, that's in the description box as well, in the playlist. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm hungry, but you know, I feel like I made some progress for myself personally. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. If it feels good to me, that's all that matters. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.